'Twas the summer of 2018. I was but a bachelor, ripe for the autumn harvest pluckin'. 'Twas no more than a moon's turn before I was due to marry my beloved Mrs. FinerBub, when my brothers, cousins, and 24 of my dearest friends gathered in the woods of Vermont's Killington Valley to send me off onto the start of my life's next adventure.
Are you getting good ideas?
Hello, my people, and welcome to the latest and greatest episode of my mountain review series.
I want to see mountains again, mountains.
Today we're talking about downhill mountain biking at Killington. Throughout the video, I'll go over the basic info that I think you need to know if you plan to bike the mountain yourself, and towards the end I'll share my personal thoughts based on my own summertime visit to Killington. I should preface this video by mentioning that this is only the third time that I've done anything like this, so this is definitely going to be more of an intro to mountain biking from a beginner's perspective. But before we get into that, just a little tidbit for those of you who don't know. On this channel, I'm all about sharing my thoughts and experiences on the best spots to check out and the best gear to bring with. So if, like me, you want to spend more time outside appreciating the finer things in life, do yourself a favor and consider subscribing. Also, feel free to check out the description below for links to any of the gear or information resources I mentioned. Alrighty then, without further ado, let us begin. Isn't that sick?
What's up with you guys? Crushing it?
Can you close your trunk remotely?
Yeah, pretty good.
After parking in the snow shed lot, we went through a pretty similar process to what you would experience when renting skis or a snowboard. You get a bike, a helmet, some pads, and a lift ticket. And yeah, then you basically just get on the lift and go. Bye-bye, bikes. This is sick. I'm so excited. Yay. First class service. Thank you so much, sir. Send it. Kaka, there's a jump. Oh, that was sick. Oh boy. this is gonna be harder, so go slow.
Yep, definitely harder. Definitely Krusty.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, why the did we go this way?
Krusty.
Next time we'll know. Woo.
I went flying off.
Where's Stevie? Stevie? Oh,
It just goes from like wet to dry.
let these guys go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. Whoa.
Ready?
Yeah, go. Yeah, buddy. I think the key is just don't brake on the wet parts.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve. Where's Steve?
That was not enjoyable.
Yeah, I think
That's
we know.
technical.
We know the difference between what we can handle and.
Those kids were whipping it.
I know.
We spent the whole day on green and blue runs around Ram's Head and the Snowshed Learn to Ski area. But if you take the K1 gondola up to the top of Killington Peak, there are tons of crazier double black diamonds and whatnot for those souls brave enough to try them. All in all, even though the day completely kicked our asses, I had an absolutely incredible time mountain biking at Killington. This was the first time I had been mountain biking since Boomba, Foxy, and I were in Chiang Mai back in 2014, and it was the first time I had mountain biked at a ski resort where you actually have to take the chairlift to get to the top of the mountain. To be honest, it's kind of a weird experience coming from a skiing background. I remember how excited I was the first time I tried it in Thailand, and I remember thinking how awesome it was to discover a summertime activity that, to me, was just as fun and exciting as skiing. Don't get me wrong, you definitely don't need a background in skiing or snowboarding to enjoy this. In my mind, one of the most appealing aspects of downhill mountain biking is that, unlike skiing or snowboarding, which tend to be harder to pick up for the first time without first taking a lesson or at least getting some sort of instruction from someone with more experience, in this case, if you know how to ride a bike, as long as you don't drop into any trails that are too technical, you'll have an awesome time right off the bat. So yeah, if you are a skier or a rider and you haven't tried downhill mountain biking, I definitely recommend it. The only thing I will say is that the single track runs can be a bit frustrating at first, especially if you're used to being able to pass people on much wider ski runs. This is especially important to keep in mind for when you stop to rest or to catch your breath. Because if you don't pull over far enough, you're likely to cause some sort of collision, or at the very least, you'll get yelled at by someone who had to slam on their brakes for you. I'd also recommend that you try to get a feel for the terrain before you decide to go 100% balls to the walls and just send it down a double black. I didn't have any bad falls, but some of us definitely got pretty scraped up. So just keep in mind that unlike skiing, there is no fluffy snow to fall onto, but if you take a careful and considered approach, mountain biking should definitely keep you entertained until ski season starts up again. After we got back to the house, we sacrificed a small goat and then continued on with our festivities.
Well for our situation.
Wait for it, do it again. Pull it down a little so I can see the goat. Wait for it a little lower.
So there you have it, folks. I want to wish a very warm welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my last video where we hiked up the Buckland Trail to Killington Peak. And if you want to see what the resort is like in the wintertime, you can also check out my video guide to skiing at Killington. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen, I just want to let you know that I also make gear review videos in addition to the mountain guides like this one. So if you're curious about some of the outdoor gear I use, or you just want to learn about some more exciting new places via yours truly, I'll leave some links down below that should suit you quite nicely. Alrighty, my people, that concludes this episode of the FinerBub Show. If you've already gone mountain biking at Killington, or if you have any questions or suggestions for where I should go next, I'd love to have you comment below, especially if you think your insight can help me disprove something that I think I already know. But before you do, I just want to once again thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're planning your next trip or looking for new gear, don't let the small details stress you out. Remember, life's an adventure, so relax, breathe in the outdoors, and don't forget to appreciate the finer things in life. See you out there, people. Peace.
Is what I got. Say remember that. Loving is what I got. Say remember
Nothing is free when you go down to the store. Nothing is free when you go down to the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. Nothing is free when you go into the store. You're going to the store. If it don't free when you're going to the store. Come on. Nothing is free when you go down to the store. Nothing is free. 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 Nothing is free when you go down to the store. Nothing is free when you go down to the store. Nothing is
That was sick.
Oh man.
Yep.